Hello students, welcome to the course Circuit Theory and Network. And up to the last video we have seen how we can solve an electrical circuit by using mesh analysis method, and today we will see how we can solve the circuit by using the mesh analysis method, and also how we can use the super mesh concept and what is this super mesh concept. Sometimes suppose a complicated circuit is given to us, and already as we have seen in our last video, the circuit contains only some voltage sources and some resistances, and that's why simply we have considered some meshes, and we have applied KVL, and we have find out the appropriate solution. But now the question is, if the circuit consists a current source, then what happened? If the circuit consists a current source, then simply we can't consider that branch within the mesh, because suppose for this given circuit here is a resistance. If we consider this one as a closed path, this closed path consists of 6 ohm resistance, 2 ohm resistance, and a 6 ampere current source and a voltage source also there. So for this case we can't consider a mesh. This closed path cannot be considered as a mesh, and similarly for this path also it cannot be considered as a mesh, because this closed path also consists a current source. So what we do, we can consider a closed path or a mesh by considering that this one, by this overall path, it means by this 6 ohm, 10 ohm, 4 ohm resistance, and by 20 volt sources. It means this overall that can be the overall that can be considered as a mesh. So if we consider that as a mesh, and so what happened for this one? So can we neglect this one? No, we cannot neglect this one. We have to consider this one, but in different way. How is it? First of all, this is the concept of super node, concept of super mesh, basically, that we can say concept of super mesh. So if we go for this slide, then it's given that the current source which is not completely ignored. So we cannot ignore that current source, and super mesh has no current at its own. It means whenever we are considering a super mesh, it means this concept comes, we are considering a closed path where no more current sources are there actually, and we are considering this super mesh concept when there is a current source in a particular closed path. So whenever these types of circuits are given to us, we cannot consider this first closed path as a mesh. Obviously it's a closed path, but there as this path as one of the branch having the current sources, so that's why it's not possible to direct solve this mesh analysis method. That's why we have to go for super mesh analysis method. So what is that super mesh analysis method? It's nothing but a just we have to first we have to neglect this current source and this resistance whatever connected in this path, and we are considering this all together one super mesh. And before going to that super mesh, what as per our mesh concept, we are considering this mesh current I1 and mesh current I2 generally, that we are considering, and keeping the view in the mind, just we have to apply the KVL in the super mesh. So in the previous case, when there is no more current sources are there, then simply we have applied the KVL within the first mesh, or within the second mesh, or within the third mesh, whatever is there. But for this case we are considering this one as a mesh, and also we are considering the current and the direction of current, that is also your choice, no problem at all. But the thing is, whenever we are going to apply the KVL, that KVL will be applied as per super mesh concept. It means by neglecting that current sources branches whatever the remaining paths are there, you have to apply the remaining paths for the KVL, and also for that path the current will be as it is the previous one. It means for the previous one, it means for the previously closed path, if we consider the current I1 and I2, it means this I1 current which is flowing through the 6 ohm resistance and this I2 current which is flowing through 10 ohm and 4 ohm resistance. After this super mesh consideration, we will apply the KVL within that whole path, but this 6 ohm resistance having the current I1 and this 10 ohm resistance having the current I2, as well as this 4 ohm resistance having the current of I2. Okay, now for this super mesh concept, the same we have considered the same circuit to solve it, and the circuit having a current source. That's why we will consider the super mesh by neglecting this branch, and we will consider this branch later. So if we neglect this branch, just imagine that this branch is not over here. It means for the first time it will be very difficult to imagine this thing. So it's better to redraw the circuit by neglecting these current sources branches. So I have redrawn this circuit over here. Whatever the values of voltage source, whatever the values of resistance, everything will be there, and whatever the loop currents that we have considered, that everything will be there, no more problem at all. But we will consider the KVL as per this full super mesh. So for this full closed path, so if we consider the KVL, so for this 6 ohm resistance, as the current is I1, so the voltage across the 6 ohm, that is 6 into small I1. Similarly, as the current through this 10 ohm resistance, we have considered I2, so voltage across this 10 ohm resistance, that is obviously 10 into I2. Similarly, for this 4 ohm resistance, here the current is also I2, so voltage across this 4 ohm resistance, that is also 4 into I2. And similarly, all the currents and both the currents I1 and I2, both are going together into the sources, negative terminal of the sources. So simply we can write it in such a way that that if we write down the KVL for the direct equation, simply we can write 6 of I1, that's written over there. Just I am writing the same thing to differentiate of why this 14 is written over here. So simply we can write 6 of I1 plus, normally for this 10 ohm resistance, simply we can write 10 of I2, no more problem at all. And simply for 4 ohm resistance, again we can write 4 of I2, and all these both these loop current, they are going to the negative terminal of the source, or basically we are moving into this direction and we are now going to the negative terminal of the source. That's why we can write minus of 20 is equals to 0. Now if we rearrange the equation in such a way, this 10I2 and 4I2 all together comes 14I2, and this 6I1, this is over here 6I1 plus 14I2, and if we consider this 20 in the right hand side of the equation, then it comes is equals to plus 20, minus 20 to plus 20. So this is the KVL equation for the path, and from the inside of this super mesh, as there is a current source, so obviously we have to consider this current source also. Now the main thing is that you have to consider the direction of the current. We can so see that the direction of this current source, that is upwards, it means down to upwards. Now we have to check that which currents is from downwards to upwards. As we have considered that I1 current, this I1 current is in this direction, it means to 6 ohm left to right, then again by through this 2 ohm, that is up to down, and then again in this direction and again in this direction. And similarly we have considered this I2 current also in this direction, left to right, and in this clockwise direction. Actually that was so, this current is in this direction. So our I1 current, that is, this is our I1 current direction, small I1 current direction, that is up to down, and this is our I2 current direction, that is down to up. So these two currents are in different direction, and our main current, that is 6 ampere current source, 6 ampere current source, that having a direction of upwards. So what is the actual upward current? Actual upward current is nothing but a I2 minus I1. So we can write I2, the second equation, as a I2 minus of I1 1, that is in upward direction, and upward direction the actual current source having the values of 6 ampere. So I2 minus I1 is equals to 6, that is your second equation, or we can write I1 minus I2 is equals to minus 6, both are the same equation. So there are two equation and obviously two unknown variable, that is I1 and I2. By two equation and two unknown variable, if we can solve the equation, we can easily find out the values of I1 and I2, and as we are getting the values of I1 and I2, obviously we can find out the current from the any branch, right? Okay, now if this portion is clear to us, so obviously we will shift to the next portion, to the next problem, that will be little bit complicated, and we can solve the same we can solve the complicated circuit also by using the same concept. Okay, now this is our next circuit. By this circuit, you are asked to find out the current. Suppose you are asked to find out the current through this 8 ohm resistance, or you are asked to find out the current through this 2 ohm resistance or the 6 ohm resistance, whatever they can ask you. So as per the previous concept, we have to consider the small path, we have to consider the small loop or mesh actually, but as if we consider this upper part or this part only as a mesh, so obviously this part contains this 2 ohm resistance, and this side it contains one current source obviously. So you cannot solve this these types of problem by using only the mesh analysis concept. So obviously you have to go for super mesh analysis concept. Similarly, for these closed paths also, this is one current source and this is another current source also there. This is our dependent current source, this is current dependent current source. It means the values of this current that is dependent on the values of I0, and I0 is the current of this place. So this voltage sources value, this current sources value depend upon this current. So this is nothing but a current dependent current source. So whatever the closed path we are considering over here, either this closed path or this closed path or this closed path, if we consider over here, all these three closed paths having one branch, at least one branch which having the current source. So we cannot consider it individually as a mesh, or by using simple mesh analysis concept we cannot solve it. So we have to go for mesh analysis, super mesh analysis concept. So as per the previous concept, so what we do, for individual small loop or for individual small mesh, just put the mesh current, and as per your direction just consider this current as a I1, and this current has been considered as per clockwise, that's I2 current, and here the current is considered for I3 for this particular closed path, and again for this closed path the current is being considered as a I4 in clockwise direction. You can put the current in clockwise, anti-clockwise, whatever the direction you want, no problem at all. Now for this first three closed path, if we consider, for this first three closed path you cannot simply apply this mesh analysis concept, but for this fourth closed path, here this closed path doesn't have any current source, so for here you can directly apply the KVL, or you can directly apply the concept of mesh analysis. So for this case, for this first three, first one closed path, first second closed path and third closed path, where it's not possible to apply the KVL individually, so we have to consider the super mesh concept, and as per this concept we have to neglect these current sources branches. So by neglecting these current sources branches, we are getting these types of closed path, as seen in dotted line, which is where we can apply the KVL. So for this closed path, and remember one thing, whenever we are going to apply this super mesh concept, then obviously you have to consider the current as per its loop current or as per its mesh current. So for this 2 ohm resistance, there the current is only I1 current is there. So obviously we can write the voltage across this 2 ohm resistance, that is 2I1. Similarly for this 4 ohm resistance, only these I3 currents are there. So obviously we can write the voltage across these 4 ohm resistance, that is 4 into I3. Similarly for this 8 ohm resistance, this resistance share the I3 current as well as I4 current. Both the currents is sharing, and we are moving in this direction. Means in this clockwise direction. So this 8 ohm resistance share this I3 and I4 current, and I3 current is up to downwards and I4 current is down to upwards. It means I3 current is in this direction and I4 current is down to upward direction. So whenever we are considering first the super mesh first, so our main mesh is this one, this super mesh. So for this 8 ohm resistance, the total current is I3 minus I4. So the voltage across this 8 ohm resistance, that is nothing but a 8 into I3 minus I4. Similarly, we are moving to this 6 ohm resistance, and for this 6 ohm resistance the current is I2. So the voltage across this 6 ohm resistance, that is 6 into I2, and again we are going back to the original position, and no more voltage source in this super mesh or in this closed path. Okay, so now if we are going for the KVL equation, so simply we can write twice I1, 2 into I1. Similarly for this 4 ohm resistance, 4 into I3 plus 8, and total current is I3 minus I4, 8 I3 minus I4, and similarly here 6 into I2 plus 6 into I2 is equals to 0. There is no more current source, is equals to 0. So the first equation is ready for us. And similarly, as there is the current source, so we have to consider, now we have to check into the super mesh. Into the super mesh there are two current sources. So for this current source, for this 5 ampere current source, this I1 current, for this 5 ampere current source, this I1 current, that is right to left, and this I2 current, that is left to right. It means it's moving in clockwise direction, I2 current in clockwise direction in such a way. So this 5 ampere sources, the I1 current is right to left and I2 current is left to right, and the direction of this 5 ampere current source, that is left to right. So in left to right direction the total current is I2, the left to right current is I2, and right to left current is I1. So if we subtract it, we are getting left to right current, and left to right current, that is as per the direction of this current source, that is 5 ampere. So I2 minus I1 is equals to 5, I2 minus I1 is equals to 5, or you can write I1 minus I2 is equals to minus of 5, both are the same thing. Similarly for this current source, for this second current source, where the two different currents are there, I2 and I3, we can see that I2 current is in this loop or in this closed path basically. So for I2 current is up to downwards, and this I3 current, that is down to upwards, and the direction of this I30 current, 3I0 current, that is up to downwards. So up to downwards current, which one is up to down? That is I2 current, that is up to downwards, I2 current, that is my I2 current up to downwards. Similarly the I3 current, that is down to upwards, so minus I3 current, minus I3 current is equals to which current? Is equals to the current of this current source, that is nothing but a 3 into I0, 3 into I0, that's written over here, 3 into capital I0. I am writing over here 3 into capital I0. Here we have written that I2 minus I3, this current as a I4, because here we have considered one current as a one I4 current or one extra current. We have considered this 3I0 current is nothing but considered as a minus of I4 current, minus of I4. Just we have assumed that this current is minus of I4. So this is our another equation. Similarly, for the second case, for this first, second, third and fourth, for this fourth closed path, here simply we can write this I4 current that is moving. So for this 2 ohm resistance, simply we can write 2 into I4, 2 into I4. Then again we are moving to the positive terminal of the voltage source. So as we are moving to the positive terminal of the voltage source, that's why we can write plus 10. So 2I4 plus 10, 2I4 plus 10 over here. Now the thing is, for this 8 ohm resistance, this I4 current is down to upwards, I4 current. Now what is the current? This I3 current is down to this current is up to down. So through this 8 ohm resistance, the total current that is down to up, that is the amount of I4, and this current that is up to down, that is I3. So obviously you have to write I4 minus I3 into 8 is equals to 0. So here it will be I4 minus of I4 minus of I3 into 8 is equals to 0. So I3 will be minus, here one minus sign will be there, and 3I0, and I0 is the current of this place. I0 is this place current I0, and direction of this current I0, it means I0 is flowing through this 2 ohm resistance for right side to left side, and this current is nothing but what is the actual current, what is the current that we have imagined which is flowing through this 2 ohm resistance, that is nothing but I4, and this I4 amount is left to right. So can we say that this I4 is the amount of current which the value is equals to minus of I of 0, or simply we can write this I0 is equals to minus of I4, Now for this case, actually it's written over here I2 minus I0, the value is actually thrice of I0. So if we subtract this one, the equation was I2 minus I3 is equals to thrice I0. So if we consider I2 minus I3 is equals to thrice I0. I0 means minus of I4, so it will be thrice of I4. So actually it will be, so actually it will be minus of thrice I0, because we know the value is I2 minus I3, that we are getting thrice of I0, and I0 means minus of I4, sorry, it should be minus of I4, thrice I4. Now we have the equation, this is our first equation, whatever we are getting from the super node. These two equation that we are actually getting from the into the super node, from the inside of the super nodes, and this equation we are actually getting from this last nodes. So and if now we have the total 4 numbers of equation, and we have total 4 numbers of variables like I1, I2, I3 and I4. So simply solve the equation and find out the values of I1, I2, I3 and I4, and after solving this equation, you can find out the current through any branch. Suppose they are asking you to find out the current through this 6 ohm resistance, if they ask find out. So that current is nothing but a 6 ohm resistance, only this I2 loop current is there. So whatever the values of I2, that same current is flowing through this 6 ohm resistance. Similarly, you can find out the values of this I0 current also, because as I0 current we have the relation that I0 is equals to minus of I4. So whatever the values of I4 current, the same, the negative of same current, that will be the values of I4 current. Okay. Now we have the another problem that we have to solve it by using this method. By using loop analysis as well as nodal analysis, you can solve it. Basically it's better to say by using mesh analysis or by using nodal analysis. So the same thing is given over here. You can consider the nodes over here, over here, over here, over here. This is also one node, this is also one another node, and basically this point and this point, they are the same point. So this point V4, because among these 2 points there is no elements are connected in between these 2 points, so basically they are the same points. So all these, they are the same points and they are the same points. So by nodal analysis, as we have seen in our last videos, so simply we have to consider one node as a reference node, this ground one, and for the remaining nodes, the unknown node voltage, we have considered V1, V2, V3 and V4, and then put the direction of current and amount of current in the branch, and then write down the KCL equation for each and every nodes, each and every non-reference node. Then obviously we will get the equation. Similarly, for the same circuit, just apply the nodal analysis and as well as apply the loop analysis and check the result. If you correctly solve the circuit, your result will be exactly same. Whatever method you are using, it doesn't matter. Suppose you are going to find out the current through this 4 ohm resistance. If you are using this nodal analysis method, whatever the current will be, and again you are using the mesh analysis method for the same problem through this 4 ohm resistance, the current will be the same. It will be always. This is your home assignment. I think you will try this circuit and you can answer this problem. Okay, so just redraw the circuit and try to solve it. And similarly, another question is also there. So this question, especially I will request you to solve this question by using this loop current method. So try to solve it. Already the loops and the direction of loop current, that is considered as per the conventional. I have taken all the loops in clockwise direction. You can consider the 1 or 2 loops in clockwise, another loops in anti-clockwise, or you can consider all the loops as a anti-clockwise direction. That's no problem at all. You can consider it. Okay, your consideration is as per your choice, no problem at all. So simply for this case, I am going to give you some hints like that. For this 5 for this first case, as there is no more current sources are there, so simply we can apply this normal mesh analysis method. And similarly, for this second closed path, there is also no more current sources are there, so you can apply normal mesh analysis procedure over here. So for this first mesh, simply we can write over here, if we consider this 5 ohm resistance, normally we can write 5 of I1, then for there is a 2 ohm resistance, so simply plus 2 ohm for this I1 is in this side, and this I3 loop, that is in opposite side. So obviously we have to write 2 into I1 minus of this I3, 2 minus of I3, then again plus the voltage. It means we are going for the negative terminal of this voltage, so it will be it won't be plus, there will be the minus of 4. Then we are going to again this 2 ohm resistance, then again I1 current is right to left direction and I2 current was this direction because in clockwise direction. So here it will be plus 2 into I1 is right to left and I2, that is left to right, I1 minus I2 is equals to 0, because after that no more elements are there, and after this 2 ohm resistance we will get back to the to its starting position. Similarly for this loop 2, so this is our equation number, this we can write as our equation number 1. Similarly for our next mesh, for this next mesh, if we start from this 2 ohm resistance, so simply we can write for this over here, we can write over here, suppose 2 into because now our main current is clockwise I2 current, so 2 into I2 is left to right and I1 is right to left, so 2 into I2 minus of I1, 2 I2 minus of I1, then we are moving in this positive terminal of this voltage source, that's why plus 4. Then again we are moving to this 4 ohm resistance, then obviously we can write plus 4 into the current. I2 current is up to down and I3 current is down to up, so it will be I2 minus of I3, then again 1 ohm resistance plus, so 1 into which current, that is I2 current is this direction and I5 is this direction, I5 is this direction, so I2 minus I5, so 1 into I2 minus of I5, then again there is one more 1 ohm resistance, so plus 1 into, again I2 current is in this direction and I4 current is this direction, so I2 minus of I4. Now we are moving to the source, negative terminal of the source, that's why we can write minus 10. Then again we are going to the this 2 ohm resistance, we have started from this 2 ohm resistance, but now there is this 2 ohm resistance, now there is plus 2, the current is only I2, no more current is sharing by this 2 ohm resistance, that is twice I2, and nothing is there, and we are again going back to its original position, original starting point, so is equals to 0. So this is nothing but our second equation from the circuit. So now similarly you have to find out the equation for this third and equation for this fourth closed path and equation for this fifth closed path, and then your total 5 numbers of equations will be there, and all the equation contains the variable I1, I2, I3, I4 and I5. So 5 equation and 5 variable, you can easily solve the equation. And basically for this case, if you go for the matrix solution by Cramer's rule, by using Cramer's rule, it will be very easier to find out. So just try to find all these values and try to solve it. Okay, thank you, that's all, thank you.